Hello friends, I'm Radi students. I welcome you all to my channel. This is part 11 video on the chapter of profit and loss where I will solve the test paper 10 given at the end of the chapter profit and loss in the textbook of author RS Aggarwal. If you have not watched the previous 10 videos on this chapter in the same playlist, then I highly request and suggest that you please watch those videos also to maintain a good continuity of your study on the chapter of profit and loss. So this video is part of the playlist CBSE Maths 8 for CBSE Maths for Class 8 following the textbook of author RS Aggarwal. If you are new to my channel or not yet subscribed, and if you are watching my videos regularly and my videos are beneficial to you, then I strongly suggest and request that you please support me by subscribing to my channel, and also do not forget to press the bell icon so that you will be notified by my future videos. So let's get started with this video in solving the test paper 10 on the chapter of profit and loss. Okay, so I have the test paper 10 on the left hand side. I hope the fonts are big enough so that you can read the problems clearly. On the right hand side, I will solve the problems. After solving a problem, I will pause for a few seconds so that you can take a screenshot of the solution if you think it will help you. Okay, so let's start solving the problem. Section A. Section A, all the questions are subjective. Problem number 1. By selling a flower pot for rupees 322, a man gains 15%. At what price should he sell it to gain 20%? Okay. So we don't know the cost price. Now, by selling a flower pot of rupees 322, a man gains 15%. So if we know the gain percent and know the selling price, we can always compute the cost price, because we know that cost price, if there is a gain of 15% from a cost price, if there is a gain of 15% in selling an article, then we can obviously compute the value of the cost price. So the selling price is given to be rupees 322. So we can say that when there is a gain percent, selling price is always equal to the gain percent is given to be 15%. So we can say selling price is equal to 15% more than the cost price. This is equal to 15% more means 100 plus 15% of cost price. This is equal to 115% of cost price, which is equal to 115 divided by 100 multiplied by cost price. So this is equal to, if I simplify 115 by 100, we have, if you divide by 5, 23 by 20. So we have 23 by 20 multiplied by CP, where CP is the cost price of the flower pot. We have this selling price is 23 by 20 multiplied by CP based on the gain percent of 15%. But the selling price is already given to be rupees 322. So we can say 23 divided by 20 multiplied by CP is equal to 322. From here we can solve CP. CP is equal to 322 multiplied by 20 divided by 23. Okay. So I guess 23 will divide 322. Let's see, 1, and then we have 92 and 14. So this is equal to 14 into 20, that is 280. So cost price is rupees 280. Now it is asking that at what price should he sell it to gain 20%. So to gain 20%, we must have the selling price must be equal to 20% more than CP. CP remains the same. CP. This is equal to 100. 20% more means 100 plus 20% of CP we have already computed to be 280. This is equal to 120% of rupees 280, which is equal to 120 divided by 100 multiplied by rupees 280. This is equal to rupees 120 by 100 multiplied by 280. All zeros cancels out and we have 28 multiplied by 12. This is 56 and 28. This is 633. So this is equal to rupees 336. So this must be the selling price to have a gain of 20% based on the cost price that we have computed to be rupees 280. Okay, let's do question number 2 of section A. If the cost price of 12 pence is equal to the selling price of 16 pence, find the lost percent. Okay, so so now it is saying that the cost price of 12 pence is equal to the selling price of 16 pence. Now you can either assume the cost price of 1 pen or you can either assume the selling price of 1 pen. From there you will be able to find the cost price of 1 pen and the selling price of 1 pen. So I am assuming let selling price of 1 pen be X. So this implies selling price of 16 pence will be equal to 16x, and it is given that the cost price of 12 pence is equal to the selling price of 16 pence. So we will have cost price of 12 pence is equal to 16x. So this implies cost price of 1 pen will be equal to 16x by 12, which after simplification is 4x by 3. Now remember, when you are asked to find the loss or gain percent, the actual number of articles the actual number of articles involved in the cost considered for cost price and selling price will not matter. It is that you only have to consider the equal number of articles for the cost price and the selling price. So to find the gain percent for this problem, to find the loss percent, let's find the loss percent based on the cost price and selling price of one pen. We have already assumed the selling price of 1 pen to be X, and we have found the cost price of 1 pen to be 4x by 3. Now this implies a loss is equal to, when there is a loss, we know that the cost price is greater than selling price, and the loss is cost price minus selling price, which is equal to 4x by 3 minus x, which is equal to x by 3. This is the loss based on the cost price, which is 4x by 3. So this implies loss percent is loss by cost price multiplied by 100, this much percentage, and loss we have found to be x by 3. Cost price is 4x by 3, this multiplied by 100, this much percentage. This is equal to x multiplied by 3 multiplied by 100 divided by 3 multiplied by 4x, this much percentage. After simplification, we get 3 cancels out, x cancels out, and 4 divides 100 with 25. So this is 25. So the loss percent is 25%. Let's solve question number 3. A dealer gets rupees 30 less if instead of selling a chair at a gain of 12%, he sells it at a gain of 8%. Find the cost price of the chair. So the unknown is the cost price of the chair. So the standard way to solve any unknown is that you assume that unknown to be a unknown variable. So let cost price of chair be x. I'm ignoring the units, that is the unit of the currency. So let we are assuming the cost price of the chair to be x. Now initially a dealer gets rupees 30 less if instead of selling a chair at a gain of 12%. So let's see how what will be the selling price if there is a gain of 12%. So for 12% gain, for 12% gain SP, the selling price has to be equal to 12% more than CP. This is equal to 12% more means 100 plus 12% of CP, where CP we have assumed to be X. This is equal to 112% of X. This is equal to 112 divided by 100 multiplied by X. After simplifying 112 by 100, we have 250, 256, 225, 228. So this is 28x by 25. So this is the selling price when there is a 12% gain. Okay. Now let's see what is the selling price if there is a gain of 8%. So for 8% gain, the selling price will be equal to 8% more than cost price. This is equal to 100 plus 8% of cost price is X. This is equal to 108% of X. This is equal to 108 divided by 100 multiplied by X. After simplification, this becomes 4 divides 108 with 27, 25. So this is 27x by 25. Now obviously the selling price, if there is a gain of 12%, then the selling price will be more, and if there is a gain of 8%, the selling price will be less. And in the problem it is given that a dealer gets rupees 30 less. So that means the difference of the two selling price is rupees 30. So we can say that the difference of the selling price is 20x, 28x by 25 minus 27x by 25. This is the difference of the two selling prices based on the assumption that the cost price is x. So this must be equal to 30. So we get a linear equation in x and we can easily solve x. This implies if we simplify the left hand side, it is x by 25 is equal to 30. This implies x is equal to 30 multiplied by 25, which is equal to rupees 750. So rupees 750 is the cost price of the chair. Okay, let's do problem number 4. A trader marks his goods at 30% above cost price and allows a discount of 10%. What is his gain percent? Okay, so we have the cost price. From the cost price, usually the mark price is more. So in this problem, it is given a trader marks his goods at 30%. So 30% above the cost price, and from the and on the mark price a discount is given. Discount is always given on mark price, so a discount is given of 10%, and we have the final selling price, and it is asking what is his gain percent. So gain or loss is always based on the selling price and the cost price. Okay, so let's say we let us assume the cost price to be x. Now if the cost price is x, the mark price is 30% more. 30% more above means more than uh, the cost price. This is equal to 100 plus 30% of cost price we have assumed to be x. This is equal to 130% of x. This is equal to 130 divided by 100 multiplied by x. After simplification, this is 13x by 10. This is the mark price based on the assumption that the cost price is x. Now, from the mark price, there is a discount of 10%. So we can say that the selling price will be equal to 10% less than the mark price, less than the mark price. This is equal to 10% less means 100 minus 10% of mark price. Mark price we have already calculated to be 13x by 10. This is equal to 90% of 13x by 10. This is equal to 90 by 100 multiplied by 13x by 10. After simplification, this is okay. So this is 9 by 10 multiplied by 13x by 10. Now, which is more? We have to find first which is more. But the question is given that it is asking what is the gain percent. So SP must be greater than CP. SP is 9 by 10 SP is 9 by 10 and 13. What is his gain percent? Trader marks his goods at 30% above. So the mark price is 30% above X. So mark price is 100 plus 30% of X, which is 130%, which is 130 by 100 into X, which is 13x by 10. Okay. And there is a discount of 10% on the mark price. So a selling price will be 10% less than mark price, which is equal to 100 minus 10% of 13x by 10, which is equal to 90% of 13x by 10, which is equal to 90 by 100 multiplied by 13x by 10. Which is equal to 9 by 10 multiplied by 13x by 10. Now, in the problem, it is asking what is his gain percent, but as per the value of SP and CP, it seems that SP is less than CP. This thing 9 by 10 multiplied by 13x by 10 is definitely Oh, sorry. The CP is X. CP is X. Okay. 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 CP is X. Fine. So, so this is if we simplify, this is 117 divided by 100 X. SP is this. So this implies the gain. This is definitely greater than X because the fraction 117 by 100 is greater than 1. So we can say gain is equal to selling price minus cost price, which is equal to 117x by 100 minus x, which is equal to 117x minus 100x divided by 100, which is equal to 17x by 100. So this is the gain. Therefore, gain percent is equal to gain divided by cost price multiplied by 100, this much percentage. This is equal to gain is 17x by 100 and cost price is x, this multiplied by 100, this much percentage. This is equal to 17x multiplied by 100 divided by 100 multiplied by x. 100 cancels out, x cancels out. This is equal to 17%. So the gain percent is 17. Okay, let's do problem number 5. Find the single discount equivalent to two successive discounts of 20% and 10%. Discount. Okay, so we are having a concept of discount. So discounts are given on the mark price. So let's say from the mark price, we are having first a 20% discount. 20% discount. Let's say the reduced price becomes Q, and from Q again there is a discount of 10%, and finally we are having the selling price. So this is the scenario for two successive discounts of 20% and 10%. Let's say the mark price is X. Let's say the mark price is X. I mean it is, let's say, rupees X. Now we have to find the single discount equivalent to two successive discounts. That is, we have to find a single discount, so that if that single discount be let's say Z%, then that single discount will give the same selling price which is given by the two successive discount of 20% and 10% from the same mark price X. So the way we will solve is that we will find SP based on the two successive discounts of 20% and 10% from the mark price X, and then we will compute the selling price from the mark price for a single discount of Z%, and we will equate the two selling price, and from there we will get an equation in Z. So okay, so from this diagram we can say that Q will be equal to, now please remember one thing, the way I am solving the problem, perhaps this is not the way, or you will definitely not use these diagrams in solving the problem in your exam paper or school or class or any other competitive examination. I am drawing the diagrams just for the sake of understanding what is happening, what is given, just to visually to get a visual of the problem statement, so that it will give you a better idea of what the problem has given and what it is asking to solve. Uh, but in your for your school exam or any other home any other assignment or any competitive examination, please follow the words and the steps of solving as it is given in your textbook that you are following. Okay. So we must have, so there is a discount of 20% on the mark price X, and let's say we are having a reduced price of Q. So Q should be 20% less than X. This is equal to 20% less means 100 minus 20% of X. This is equal to 80% of X. 80% of X means 80 by 100 multiplied by X. This after simplification is 4X by 5. So 4X by 5 is the reduced price when a discount of 20% is applied on the mark price, which we have assumed to be X. Now from Q, there is again a 10% discount and we will find the SP. So SP is equal to definitely 10% less than 10% less than Q. This is equal to 10% less means 100 minus 10% of Q, and Q we have found to be 4X by 5. This is equal to 90% of 4X by 5. This is equal to 90 by 100 multiplied by 4X by 5. This is equal to, after simplification, 2 2 sorry 2 2 and 2 5. This is 18x by 25. So the final selling price when two successive discounts were given, 20% and 10%, is 18x by 25, where x is assumed to be the mark price. Now we will see what is the selling price if there is a single discount given, which is z% on the mark price. So for single discount, for single z% discount, SP is equal to z% less than mark price. This is equal to 100 minus z% of mark price, which is x. This will be equal to 100 minus z divided by 100 whole multiplied by x. So this implies that we must have the two SPs must be same. So we must have 18x by 25 is equal to 100 minus z multiplied by x divided by 100. Now we can cancel. Okay, so definitely x cancels out, and we can also cancel 25. That is the 25 divides. We can cancel the common factor of 25 from both the denominators of both the sides, and we have 4. Okay, so now if we do cross multiplication, we have 18 multiplied by 4 is equal to 100 minus z, 100 minus z. So this implies 72 is equal to 100 minus z, and this implies z is equal to 100 minus 72, which is equal to 28 percentage. So the single discount, so the single equivalent discount to two successive discounts of 20% and 10% is 28%. Okay, let's do problem number 6. Rajan bought a watch for rupees 1870 including VAT at 10%. Find the original price of the watch. Okay, so if we have original price, so the scenario is original price, let be rupees X, and there is a VAT of 10%, 10% VAT, and we are having the uh, final price, or the price that a customer has to pay to purchase the watch. This is given to be equal to 1870. So definitely the final price of the rupees 1870 includes the 10% VAT, and the VAT is applied on the original price, which we have assumed to be rupees X. So we can say that rupees 1870 is equal to 10% more than X, or rupees X. This is equal to 100 plus 10% of rupees X. This is equal to 110% of rupees X, and 110% means 110 divided by 100 multiplied by X, this much rupees. So we can say now that 110 divided by 100 multiplied by X is equal to 1870. So this is a linear equation in X, and we can easily solve for X. X is equal to 1870 multiplied by 100 divided by 110. Okay, so obviously 0 0 cancels out, and 11 will divide 1870 with 170. So this is equal to 1700. So the original price of the watch is rupees 1700. So that is, we came to an end in section solving all the problems of section A, which were subjective questions. Now let's start the section B. These are objective questions. Question number 7. On selling 100 pence, a man gains the selling price of 20 pence. The gain percentage. On selling 100 pence, a man gains the selling price of 20 pence. Okay. So let selling price of one pen be rupees X. This will imply selling price of 100 pence. The gain percentage. Now, please remember that the gain percent or the loss percent is not dependent on the actual number of articles involved in the selling or purchase. So, if you the selling price and the cost price of how many articles you should consider to find the gain percent and loss percent. It does not matter. You can consider one article, you can consider two article, you can consider three article. It will not matter if the gain percent and loss percent will remain the same, whether you are considering one article or two articles or three articles. So, as per your convenience, choose the number of articles which is easy for calculation. Uh, Now, uh, I will prefer somehow to find the gain percent based on the selling price and cost price of one pen. So I am assuming let selling price of one pen be rupees X. So the selling price of 100 pen will be equal to rupees 100 X. Now it is also given that uh, the gain is also given, which is equal to the selling price of 20 pence. So gain is equal to SP, selling price of 20 pence, which is equal to rupees 20x. Now from here we can see, we know the selling price. uh, Gain is equal to, now remember the gain is for selling 100 pence. The gain is not the gain of for selling 1 pen, it is the gain of selling 100 pence. So so we have to consider, uh, now you can consider uh, you can consider the selling price and cost price of 100 pence or even 1 pen, it does not matter, in order to find the gain percent. So let's do the calculation of the SP and CP based on 100 pence. So we have the gain, total gain in selling 100 pence is 20x, and the selling price of 100 pence is 100x. So this implies the CP of 100 pence is equal to SP minus gain. This is equal to rupees 100x minus rupees 20x, which is equal to rupees 80x. So this is the cost price of 100 pence, uh, and the total gain is rupees 20x. So this implies gain percent will be equal to gain divided by CP multiplied by 100, this much percentage. This is equal to, gain is 20x, CP is 80x multiplied by 100, this much percentage. This is equal to, x cancels out, 0 cancels out, 2 divided 8 by 4, this is 25 percentage. 25 percentage. So the gain percent is 25 percentage, and hence the correct choice is B. B is the correct choice. Uh, let's do problem number 8. A man sells a bat for rupees 100, gaining rupees 20. His gain percent is. This is pretty straightforward. Selling price is given to be rupees 100. Gain is given to be rupees 20. So this implies the cost price has to be equal to selling price minus gain. This is equal to rupees 100 minus rupees 20, which is equal to rupees 80. So this implies gain percent is equal to gain divided by CP multiplied by 100, this much percentage. This is equal to 80. Gain is 20, CP is 80 multiplied by 100%. So this must be equal to 24 as per the previous problem. So for 8, the answer is same, that is the gain percentage is same, 25%, and so the correct choice is D. D is the correct choice. Question number 9. The selling price of an article is 6 by 5th of the cost price. The gain percent is. Okay. So let CP be X. So this implies SP is given to be 6/5 of CP, which is equal to 6/5 of x, and the of operator we know is multiplication. So we have 6x by 5. 6x by 5 is the selling price, where x is assumed to be the cost price, and it is asking the gain percent. So first we have to find the gain. The gain will be equal to selling price minus cost price, which is equal to 6x by 5 minus x, which is equal to x by 5. This implies the gain percent is equal to gain divided by CP multiplied by 100, this much percentage. This is equal to gain is x by 5, CP is x multiplied by 100, this much percentage. This is equal to x multiplied by 100 divided by 5 multiplied by x, this much percentage, and this is equal to 20. So the gain percent is 20%, and hence the correct choice is B. Let's do question number 10. On selling a chair for rupees 680, a man loses 15%. To gain 15%, it must be sold for. Okay. Now, when the selling price is given and loss percent is given, we can easily compute the cost price. So, if the cost price is rupees X, let's say rupees X, we are assuming the cost price to be rupees X, and there is a loss of 15%, 15% loss, and we are getting the selling price which is given to be rupees 680. So by selling the share at rupees 680, there is a loss of 15%. So we have to find the now it is asking to gain 15%, it must be sold for. That is, what must be the selling price so that there is a gain of 15%. Now from this scenario, we have to first find the cost price. We know that if there is a gain of, if there is a loss of 15%, then obviously the selling price, we can say the selling price will be equal to 15% less than CP. This is equal to 15% less means 100 minus 15% of CP. CP we have assumed to be X, rupees X. This is equal to 85% of rupees X. This is equal to 85 by 100 multiplied by rupees X. This is equal to, after simplification, 5 25. Okay. So 520, 5 17. So this is rupees 17x by 20. This is the selling price based on the cost price assumption of x, and the selling price is already given to be 680. So we can say 680 is equal to 17x by 20. We can solve x from here. X will be equal to 680 multiplied by 20 divided by 17. So 17 divides 680 with 40, and this is equal to rupees 800. So the cost price is rupees 800. Now it is asking what should be the selling price if to make a 15% gain. Now to gain, now that we know the cost price is rupees 800, what should be the selling price so that there is a gain of 15%. So to gain 15%, we know that the selling price should be equal to 15% more than the cost price, which is 800. This is equal to 100 plus 15% of rupees 800. This is equal to 115% of rupees 800. This is equal to rupees 115 divided by 100 multiplied by 800. So this is equal to rupees 40, 12, 9. So rupees, the selling price has to be rupees 920 to make a gain of 15%, and hence the correct choice is C. C is the correct choice. Let's do problem number 11. A dealer lists his goods at 20% above cost price. A dealer lists his goods at 20% above cost price and allows a discount of 10%. His gain percentage. So we have the cost price. Now the dealer lists his good means at 20% above, means the mark price or the list price is 20% above the cost price, and from the mark price there is again a discount of 10%, and finally we get the selling price. Now we have to find the gain percent based on obviously the selling price and cost price. Now we don't know the cost price, so let's assume that let the cost price be rupees X. Now we can say that the mark price MP mark price will be equal to 20% more than CP, because the dealer has marked the price of the article 20% above the cost price. 20% above more means 100 plus 20% of cost price, which we have assumed to be rupees X. This is equal to 120% of rupees X. This is equal to 120 by 100 multiplied by rupees X. This after simplification is rupees 6x by 5. Now again on the mark price there is a 10% discount. So we can say that the final selling price is 10% less than the mark price. This is 10% less means 100 minus 10% of the mark price we have already found to be 6x by 5. This is equal to 90% of 6x by 5. This is equal to 90 by 100 multiplied by 6x by 5, and this is equal to, if we do a little bit of simplification, we have 0 0 cancels out and we have 2 5 2 3. This is 27x by 25. So the selling price is 27x by 25, where x is the cost price as per our assumption, and definitely 27x by 25 is greater than x, because 27 by 25, the fraction 27 by 25 is greater than 1. So we have gain is equal to SP minus CP, which is equal to 27x by 25 minus x. This is equal to 2x by 25. Now gain percent gain percent is equal to gain by CP multiplied by 100, this much percentage. This is equal to gain is 2x by 5, CP is x, and we have multiplied by 100, this much percentage. So this is equal to 2x multiplied by 100 divided by 5 into x, this much percentage. X cancels out, 5 divides 100 with 20, this is equal to 40 percentage. So the gain percent is 40%, and we do not have any choice. So I might have done something wrong. 2x by, so the gain percent is gain by CP multiplied by 100, which is equal to 2x by, oh, it will be 25. It will be 25. So 25, oh, sorry. We have the gain percent is this. This is equal to 2x multiplied by 100 divided by 25 multiplied by x, this much percentage. So 25 cancels 100 with 4, x cancels out, and we have 8 percentage. So the gain percent is 8 percentage, and hence the correct choice is C. C is the correct choice. Okay, let's do problem number 12. The price of a watch including 8% VAT is rupees 810. What is its basic price? So if we have basic price, let that to be rupees X. From basic price, there is a VAT of 8% VAT, and we have the final price, which is given to be final price. The price of a watch including 8% VAT is rupees 810. So this is given to be 810. So we can say that rupees 810 is equal to 8% more than the basic price, that is rupees X, because when there is a VAT, then the percentage of VAT, whatever the percentage of VAT on the basic price is added to the basic price. So we must have the final price, which is given to be rupees 810. It must be equal to 8% more than rupees X, where X is, as per our assumption, the basic price. So this equals 8% more, means 100 plus 8% of rupees X. This is equal to 108% of rupees X. This is equal to 108 divided by 100 multiplied by rupees X. So this implies we must have 110, 810 must be equal to 108 divided by 100 multiplied by X. So this is a linear equation in X. If we solve for X, we get X is equal to 100 multiplied by 110 divided by 108. So 4 divides 108 with 27, 4 divides 100 with 25, and 27 divides 810 with 30. So this is equal to 750. 7 rupees 750 is the basic price, and hence the correct choice is uh, C. C is the correct choice. With this, we come to an end of the section B, which was MCQ. Let's start section C, which are fill in the blanks. Problem number 13 says, part 1, the discount is reckoned on the mark price. Always mark price. That is, the discount is calculated on the mark price. Okay. Part 2, gain or loss is always reckoned on the cost price. Part 3, SP, it is given that SP is equal to mark price minus definitely discount. The final selling price, if on the mark price there is a discount percentage, then definitely the selling price, the final price will be equal to the mark price minus the discount. Now, what is discount? The discount is the discount percentage of the mark price. So, the answer is discount. Part 4, VAT is charged on the VAT means a tax is always charged on the mark price of the article. VAT is charged on the, sorry, not mark, the selling price, SP, selling price. Sales tax and value added tax are always charged on the selling price. And after charging the sales tax and the VAT, we get the final price or the bill amount. So, the answer is selling price. So from from cost price, the flow is like from the cost price there is a we get mark price, and the mark price is usually a little more than the cost price, and that is a certain percentage above the cost price. From the mark price, if there is a discount, then we have some discount percentage, which is deducted from the mark price, and then we get the selling price. And from in the and if the customer has to pay any tax, that is sales tax or VAT, that VAT percentage or sales tax percentage is added with the selling price, and that tax, that is the VAT amount or the sales tax amount, is calculated on the selling price. Okay. Okay. Let's do section D. Question number 14, part 1. So these are true false statement. It is given that SP is equal to 100 plus loss percent divided by 100 multiplied by multiplied by cost price. Now, whenever you will see that any gain percent or loss percent is added with 100 and then divided by 100, then you should remember that then the selling price is obviously greater than the cost price. So, what does this mean? This expression is always greater than 1. This will be always greater than 1 because you are adding some percentage. This loss, whether it's loss or gain, that is a different issue, but it is some percentage value. It will never be 0. It is it can be 0. It will never be negative. So this loss percentage or whatever percentage is this is being added to 100. Then it will be, the numerator will become greater than 100 and it is divided by 100. So this whole thing will be greater than 1, which means that SP should be greater than CP, which means there is a gain when the selling price, when this implies selling price, when the selling price is becomes greater than the cost price, then there is a gain. But in the formula, it is given that this is a loss percent. So this formula is uh, false, because if there is a loss, because on the right hand side it is using loss percent. If there is a loss percent, then of course the selling price has to be 100 minus loss percent divided by 100 multiplied by CP. This is the correct formula. But so the given formula is false. Okay. Part 2, it is given that CP is equal to 100 divided by 100 plus gain percent multiplied by SP. Now on the right hand side of this equation, it is using gain percent. So obviously it means that there is a gain. Now if there is a gain, we know that the selling price will be gain percent more than CP. Now instead of remembering all these formulas, always try to go by the basics. That is the fundamental formula, fundamental concepts. We know that if there is a gain and the gain percent is gain percent, obviously the selling price has to be gain percent more than CP. Now we know that from the concept of percentage, gain percent more than CP is equal to 100 plus whatever the gain percent is, this much percentage of CP. Now this is equal to 100 plus gain percent. This percent means this divided by 100 multiplied by CP. So this is the correct formula when there is a gain percent. From here we can find CP in terms of SP. So we will get CP will be equal to 100 multiplied by SP divided by 100 plus gain percent. So the given formula, this formula is true. Okay. Part number 3. Gain is reckoned on the selling price. This is false, because we know that gain is always reckoned or calculated based on the cost price. Part 4, the discount is allowed on the mark price. This is true. The discount is always based on the discount is always given on the mark price. So this is true. So this brings to an end in solving the test paper 10. These are not hard questions, but these are a good variety of questions that will cover the most variant of questions based on the very basic concepts of the chapter profit and loss. I hope this video will help you in understanding how the concepts of profit and loss are applied to solve this kind of problems. So if this video was beneficial, please like it, share it with your friends, and also please support me by subscribing to my channel, and do not forget to press the bell icon so that you will be notified by my future videos. So this brings to an end in the discussion of the chapter profit and loss. I will start the next chapter. I don't know what is the next chapter, but I will also start parallelly preparing and solving for 10 good problems on this chapter profit and loss, which will be uploaded in the other playlist, that is Maths 8. HOT, hot, maths 8 hot, HOT, hot means high order thinking. So please keep an eye on the other playlist, maths hot, maths 8 hot, uh, uh, where you will get relatively harder problems to solve and evaluate your judgment of understanding of the concepts of profit and loss. So that is all for this video. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, take care and bye.